I'm Levon. And I'm Kat.
We're teaming up and hitting the flea market to bring to you the Flea Market Thrift Flip Challenge. We're asking YouTubers to pair up and thrift a furniture piece that costs no more than $40. Do their thing, and then we'll judge each pair and then put them in brackets. And hopefully we can carry this thing on a little bit. Kat and I are participating, but just for fun. Didn't take me long to find my piece. This piece is meant to be hung on the wall, but I'm going to convert it to a cheval mirror. Check out all of our finds. And whoops, that didn't work. Yes, I'm a professional YouTuber. It had the little screws on the side, like a cheval mirror or like the kind of mirror that sits on a dresser and swings. So I kept flipping this around thinking, I got to cut this tag off. And then I realized what's on the tag is the key. So I'm very happy about that. I just need to figure out how to use my old salvage pieces of wood that are too short to make this a cheval mirror. I measured my hardware screw, and then I added the length of the pole that I'm adding it to, so that was 1 inch. So I need at least a 3-inch screw on that, and I did a search for cheval hardware and then mirror hardware. It came right up, and I was able to compare it. I'm looking on Amazon. I find so much on Amazon that helps me in my furniture flipping. I will include the link. As I mentioned, I got a late start, so I had to order so it would be here in time. With my safety glasses on, I'm cutting a 2x4 in half. Then I measure and cut another piece that will become part of the base. My salvage piece was part of a dresser, so that peg on the bottom fit down into the dresser top. And when I did the dresser, I simply filled the hole. So now I need to put a hole in the top of my pieces that are going to be on the side. So I'm using a paddle bit that's 1 1/8 inch in diameter. I get it started to see if I've centered it right. I got the bright idea to use the clamp from my Craig jig to hold the piece of board while I did the drilling, and it really worked perfectly. I don't use the Craig jig enough, so it's good at least that I'm getting some use out of it. One of these days, I'm going to build something and use that Craig jig and master it. Let me tell you, this took a minute. It wasn't bad once I finally got the blade down in there, because then it was the sides of the blade were hitting the sides of the hole faster, if that makes any sense. So I also used this to glue and clamp. I used 2 clamps to balance the weight. This may seem really odd, but given my time crunch, I was looking for something that was already made, like a drawer, a box of some sort that I didn't have to construct. I found these two pieces of a wine rack. It's an insert that was in a piece of furniture that a customer gave me a long time ago, and I was probably going to do a wine rack out of it eventually. But I just glued the two pieces together. Now that top, although it is going to go on it, is just sitting there for now. The mail came, and so did my new mirror hardware. I used the Felicity Mold and Iron Orchid Designs air dry clay to make some embellishments for the piece. I just love the detail in this mold. It's so deep, and the detail's just incredible in the roses. So I'm using it to kind of cover up all those little holes from the wine rack that I assembled to make the base of this piece. I also use molds to transition that fancy piece into the 2x4. And then I get started with painting. I'm just using some coffee bean to coat the mirror and everything else. It's taking a lot of paint and patience to paint all of these details. I kind of have to really load the brush up and let it sort of hold there and drip down in the details. I can pounce all I want, but it's really not getting it into the details. So again, I'm using a lot of paint, but that's kind of what I have to do in order to get it in there. I mean, I am pouncing, but definitely holding and sort of letting it just drip for what's in the brush. While that dried, I started to apply some transfers from the Iron Orchid Designs Collage de Fleurs collection. Later, off camera, I did seal the transfer on the wood with wax, clear wax. You really can't seal when it's on glass, but I've applied a lot of transfers to glass, to mirrors, and I've never really had any problem. I work this into the corner first of the glass, and then I use the scissors and make a little relief cut on it in a couple places, and then I'm able to lay the transfer down onto the wood, carefully applying it to the contours of the molding. Sometimes I find it easy to trim away some of the plastic backing sheet as I peel up that backing sheet. So just to remove some of that material, it makes it a little bit easier. I discovered a new product from Folk Art. It's called Dragonfly Glaze. It's a color changing top coat, and this one is the gold, red, violet shift. It's really cool because it comes out onto I put it onto a little palette, and it looks like white glue or something. And as you put it on, it just immediately pulls up this cast as it dries. And it is indeed color changing. I wipe it back a little bit, but I let it sit down into the contours of those molds. and it is pretty cool stuff. I like it. That's how it shimmers. So do you remember where we started with the Flea Market Flip mirror find? I hope you do, and I hope you check out the entire playlist. It'll be in the description box. And here's what we ended up with. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. You can also hit the join button and get some exclusive channel membership benefits for only 99 cents a month. Find us on the web at www.statementdesigns.org and on social media as Statement Designs. Stay well.